Okay, hi everyone. This is just going to be kind of like a brief, I don't know, video about the David Crowley case. Nothing new has happened, but I really just want to say thank you to everyone who is stuck through this case and still sees, well, not still, but sees the truth in the case. And it's not even our truth, it's what the evidence has shown. And when the autopsy states, that David's autolysis is marked and Kamal and Ranya's is just autolysis, that one word sunk the entire case. One word proves beyond a shadow of a doubt David died first and didn't kill his family. As you know, in the medical field, marked means advanced, noticeable. It's like in your face type thing. It usually means advanced. And the same pathologist, I believe it was a pathologist, medical examiner, did all three bodies. So when they are not putting marked on the other two, but put marked on his, it's over. It's over. But, and so many people talk about a government cover up. And I've been back and forth on that so many times, but the whole thing is that when the police department, everybody knows. Everybody knows, but nobody is doing anything at all to right this wrong. Not even family. A lot of his family. There have been a couple of family members who have stuck by him, but they can't even come out. One sister-in-law did. She came forward, but there are others who talked to me personally, but through emails. And I mean, I know it's family, but they're too afraid. Now, how frickin' sad is that to be so afraid of your family that you won't come out and say, the family knows he didn't do it? What does that tell you? Tells me there's some shit going down. And I don't understand that. Okay? I have been betrayed by family, close family, and it hurts like hell. But if you think for one moment I would ever put aside what I know to be right to make that family member happy, you are barking up the wrong frickin' tree. Never happened. And I don't get it. I don't understand how his family can be and do what they're doing. I mean, I've heard things from extended family members. I'm not going to repeat it. It's not my place to say these things. So I guess when you hear certain things, it kind of makes sense, but it doesn't in my brain. I mean, in that regard, I kind of have a black and white brain. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Sure, there are gray areas, but in these situations, if it's wrong, it's wrong. And in this case, it's wrong. You know, and so I'm sick and tired of agencies and other people just getting away with lying about somebody. You know, their character, they have assassinated everything that was David Crowley. So, is David Crowley real? I mean, is that why it was so easy for everybody to walk away? Is he even real? Or was he just some made up character that did a long role play? At this stage of the game, I don't even know what to think. But it's easier for me to accept that than to accept the fact that his supposed family and friends did what they did and became backstabbers. I grew up in the area when that song Backstabbers came out. Now, a lot of you might not even know what that song is. But listen to it. Look it up. I forget who even did it because I was just a young child. But listen to that song Backstabbers. They smile in your face and all the time they want to take your place. The Backstabbers. And that's the song that runs through my head when I think of Sean, Danny, and Mason. I'm like, Mason has not, as far as I know. Was it Mason Hendricks? I think that's his name. It's been so long, I don't even give a crap what their names are anymore. But he's the only one that, as far as I know, has not gone to ride on the coattails of David. Sean definitely has. Danny August Mason certainly has. He's tried to get the rights to the movie. He wants his name all over it. And it's disgusting. They all so badly wanted to be him that they're trying to take over everything he did. Again, is even real. I don't know. I just know that he didn't kill his family. Autopsies prove that. And I just, again, want to say thank you. Thank you to all of you who have stuck in there. Because this year it's kind of been very slim videos on the case. A lot of it is because, I was so upset by the end of last year, beginning of this year, whenever I stopped doing videos. It grates on you after a while. There's so much frustration because I know there's nothing we can do. Okay, let me backtrack. If there was a huge, and I'm talking huge, unfortunately it takes numbers, a huge group of us that then bombarded the legal system, then they would be forced to have to do something. But, I don't think the 4,000 or 5,000 of us that there are is enough. But I wish it were. I truly, truly wish it were. And we would all of us would have to jump on board and bombard them to tell them to fix this case. But, life is such that, probably 9/10 of the people who watch the videos and have been following the case, you don't have time for that. And this year, I've spent most of this year finishing up a book. I have a book that will be coming out next year. The target date is June, and so far it's on track to be released next June. I had one book published a long time ago, so I took a huge, I'm talking years break between, so I don't even really count that one because the publisher kind of stole it from me. Lesson learned. I've learned a lot since then. So I don't promote it. If you're wondering why I don't promote it, that's why, because I don't get anything for it. And I spent like almost 8-9 years working on that book, and then they stole it, and I got $0 for it. Although they sold it on Amazon for 15-16 years. So they made money. I didn't. But anyway, this next book, that's not going to happen. But it's finally in the last phases. It's getting ready to go to the line editor, which is the last editor. They check grammar, spelling, that type of thing, and the tenses and stuff like that. And then after that, it goes to press to get it all set up and ready for print. So super, super excited about that. And then after that, I finished the second book in that series, and now I'm working on the third book. So I have been super busy reading, writing, and so not doing a lot with the case. But if anything happens, we'll be the first to let you know. But maybe too, we're trying to get, if you guys remember William Rail, he's been super busy too, but he also wants to come back and do a video. Greg wants to do a video. I did speak to Sophia, for those of you who have asked about her. She has no interest in coming back. For her, the case is finished, and she knows David didn't do it. She knows he's innocent, and again, she completely understands what the autopsy is saying, and so she's kind of like, it's not going anywhere. It's never going to go anywhere, so she doesn't want to waste any more time spinning her wheels. And I hope you guys understand, because a lot of you do not know the amount of work she put into this case. The first few years I was all on my own, so I did everything by myself. And then the last few years when we were working together, I'm telling you, because I had so many things going on the side, I really relied a lot on Sophia. And she did like 80% of what you call the grunt work, where she did the research and she put things together. So that girl is burned out. She put so much blood, sweat, and tears into this case, and when there's nothing coming out of it, I think she's just kind of like, I'm not going to spin my wheels anymore. And that's okay. I get it. I understand that. Been there, done that myself. I don't know. Maybe one day next year we can get her to come back. But as of now, she said thank you. She's really grateful that people asked about her, but she has no desire to come back and do anything. As far as Dan goes, if you guys don't know by now, Dan dropped this case 4 years ago. Think about it. When was the last time you saw him do anything? I have no idea where he's at. I don't talk to him. I don't know if Greg talks to him. But I gave up on Dan at least 3.5 years ago. When he stepped away from the case for 6 months and then never ever joined on anything, as far as I'm concerned, he walked away 4 years ago. So don't ever expect to see him back here. If he does, great. If not, no sweat off our backs. No sweat off my back at all. So I know I won't be doing any videos with Dan for sure. None with Sophia, unless Greg does. I mean, if Greg has everybody and everybody agrees to jump on, I mean, I have no problem doing anything with Dan. I'm just saying that he has not been here. So, if you're thinking he's doing things behind the scene, the answer's no. He hasn't done anything on this case, like I said, for at least 4 years. I'm talking zero. And I'm not talking about reading Greg's book where we would do the videos and he would just read the chapter and then let everybody else discuss it. And he kept his mouth shut. I mean, he's done nothing. So, no. And yeah, that's kind of a sore spot. Sophie and I did a shit ton of work and others got, no, I'm not saying just Dan, but other people got the credit for what we did. And I'm like, I'm done with that crap. We busted our ass. So end of story. Okay. I don't want to be bitchy. Sorry. I don't want to be that way. But anyway, as far as the case goes, that's where we're at. Still same thing, different day. But I am grateful that this year I have heard from a couple of family members and they're beginning to feel like they can reach out. And so you guys understand where they're coming from. It's taken them all this time trying to process what has happened. And, I get that. I get that. I process things differently, way differently. Being in the medical field for as long as I was, a lot of times I just, I hear about death and it was like, it's hard to explain, but I shift into completely different gears. And so it then becomes like something that has to be dealt with. Okay, this I need to fix. Let's figure this out. What do I need to read? What do I need to do? There is no time in my brain for mourning for a very long time. But that's not how these family members, they are mourning and have been mourning. So I'm trying, I get it, but I don't get it, I guess I can understand, but I can sympathize, but I can't empathize. Okay. Cause how my brain works, and not right, wrong, or it's just indifferent, just different way of handling it. But anyway, that's pretty much where we still are this year regarding the case. That's it. We haven't really learned anything else. And I haven't picked anything up and read any files, not in a long time. Again, once I found, and it stuck in my brain, the word marked, and it finally, like clicked. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Once that, and then when I saw the blacklight reports where it shows someone accessed the computer in that house that was sitting on the island on January 14th, I think. The bodies were found on the 17th. So when somebody accessed that hard drive, again, these are two situations that solidified David didn't do it. We know his journal was altered. We know someone had access to that computer outside the family. We know David died first. There's nothing else to say. Okay, but anyway, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been sticking in there and hanging in there, and to all of my subscribers, all of you, new, old, those of you who've been with me from the beginning. You guys are like the best. And I mean that. You're absolutely the best. So I wish you guys nothing but, prosperity, a fantastic 2025, and we will see you guys all again next year.